if you've ever considered camping with your cat. I know it's a topic that we've mentioned a few times on our blog, but it's not something we've talked about too much on video. So I'm going to go through with you and talk to you about the gear we use, how we plan for it, and what we do to make sure that our cats are comfortable when we go camping. So the first piece of gear that we always have that keeps our cats comfortable when we're outdoors is this pen. Now, the pen itself is a regular dog exercise pen from Midwest Homes. And it can be put straight and connected together to make a larger pen, like you see here for the dogs. Or if you take just one and circle it up, it works here for the cats. You can get different heights. I believe this is the 24-inch, if I remember right. And then we got this cover for it, also from Amazon. I will link both of those in the description. This cover actually just Velcros onto it, as you can see here. It has mesh, which allows some sun in. If your cats like sunbathing, it gives them a little bit more opportunity for that. But it also has an area here to create some shade when they need it. The shaded area is waterproof, and it keeps them safely contained in here. Now, in terms of a litter box, one solution we have come to love in particular is this one here. And this is actually a biodegradable, reusable litter box. So when we finish up at the end of the day, all we have to do is take the top layer off and sift it, and it saves us from having to worry about bringing a scoop or anything like that. And it is biodegradable, so we don't have to feel as guilty when we throw it out at the end of the day. Now, if we were going for a week-long trip, we would bring like a traditional litter box and go to that extent. But for a weekend like we're doing here, this litter box is just a great solution. And I will make sure to also include that in the description below. Now, on top of that, we have some blankets and some toys just to make the situation more homey here. Jinx is our slightly unsure cat who's learning to like camping. She can handle a short trip, but if she's here too long, she starts to get a little agitated. Pippin makes herself right at home. She thinks that, you know, being outdoors is the greatest thing ever. She's our adventure cat, so she is absolutely loving this. And of course, always make sure that there is fresh water, plenty of fresh water, and some food there. Our cats are free feeders, so we do have food there available for them at all times. Now, of course, they're not going to be in this the entire time. We do take them out if we're taking them on walks, if we're going on a hiking trail, or we just want to spend some time with them. Pippin loves to curl up with me in the hammock and do some bird watching. But when we aren't with them on leash, actively taking care of them and keeping an eye on them, this is the safest place for them. They're right in the middle of our site. So you'll see the way that it's set up is whether we're doing something in the tent, we're doing something over in our shelter, we're cooking back here at our picnic table, we got the fire pit over here. Everything is around in close proximity so that we can keep an eye on them at all times, because cats are far more vulnerable to off-leash dogs or predators or sneaking out than most people give them credit for. And this allows us to always have an eye on them no matter what we're doing throughout the day. But that is our regular setup. And next I will move to showing you how we set up a tent, both to keep the cats safe and to incorporate cats and dogs in the same tent when we're tent camping. Okay, so to show you guys how we set up the tent, and we've got the cats here. So we have our bed here. Now, Indy likes to sleep a little bit off to the side. We put a sleeping bag underneath to protect the air mattress, and we leave a little lip there so that when Indy decides to lay there, which is about half the time, he has space. Luce has his little blanket here, his favorite blanket to cuddle up with. We have the dog bed there. But what you really want to know, considering this is a video about camping with cats, is this setup. So in the front corner here of the pen, we have an enclosed little playpen. This is a small pet playpen. I will link the Amazon link in the description. And it is the largest one we could find. So you didn't necessarily have to go this big if you only had one cat. But because we have two cats, we have to include two cats with the beds and food and litter box. we went with the bigger size. It does have a screen top to allow for better airflow. There is screening all around the outsides. There is a zipper door both on this side, and if you look through that one back there is as well. And then the bottom is a waterproof layer, which is great if they, accidentally step in their water dish like our cats tend to do. Now, the reason we keep the cats in here is twofold. One, they can't escape out the door when we're coming and going, and cats have a tendency to be able to just bolt in a way that isn't always predictable. So this keeps them contained unless we choose to take them out of here. The other reason we like it is because our dogs and our cats get along great. They get along phenomenally. But when they get along that well, they want to play together all the time, and we want to be able to sleep in the middle of the night. So the dogs can sleep here, especially Daviana, who absolutely loves our cats. She can be close to them, she can see them, but it keeps them from keeping us up by roughhousing all night long. So this is our huge tent solution. Of course, after every hike or when you're out camping, hydration's key. There are some drinks that you can get that are actually made specifically to encourage hydration. As you can see, Miss Pippin is excited. But in addition to offering a drink like this, always just make sure that your cat has lots of water. Fresh water at all times is key. So one of the important considerations when you're camping with a long-haired cat is that while sitting on the ground, they tend to get into, any leaves or sticks. It gets stuck in their fur, and if you don't take care of it right away, they can get tangled really easily. Yeah, Pippin, you tell them. So I always make sure to bring along, you can actually see some of her fur in there because we were just grooming, her favorite comb, just a basic wide tooth comb, so that I can easily, give her a brush, groom it out, get any dirt or debris or anything that may be stuck in her fur. She's not a huge fan, but she lets me do it, and I know that she's a fan of not having to fight with tangles later because that's uncomfortable for her and I. All right, so that's everything that we do as we pack up here and get ready to go home. I hope that this has helped you bring your little furry friends along for the trip. Jinx has a few choice words for the fact that she can tell we're packing up. I think she knows that something's up. But if you have any questions, anything you want to know about camping with cats, please let us know. Drop your questions in the comments or reach out to us on the Connect page on our blog, and we will be happy to help you. Or if it's something that's worth covering in content, we might put together a video or a blog post. And as Jinx wanders off, happy camping, and enjoy taking your furry friends along for the ride.